new LinkedIn Hiring Pro can't undo your last hire, the no-show. Who set you back because they didn't show up on day one, or day two, or ever again. And now your product launch is delayed because you're talking to alien abduction podcasters to track them down. But LinkedIn Hiring Pro can help make sure your next hire sticks. In fact, businesses who use LinkedIn are 24% less likely to reopen a role in the next 12 months. Hire right the first time with LinkedIn Hiring Pro. Post a free job today at linkedin.com/quality.
This episode is brought to you by Accenture. When your advertising operations fall out of sync, everything else follows. Spotify and Accenture are working together to reinvent the rhythm of ad sales, using automation, analytics, and smarter workflows to simplify campaign delivery and access better data across the business. The result? Less time spent on operations, more time connecting brands with the moments and fandoms that matter most. Learn more at accenture.com/Spotify.
This podcast is part of the Robots Radio Rocket Club, a program designed to help all podcasts reach their full potential. For information about joining the Robots Radio Rocket Club, check out robotsradio.net.
Welcome to the Final Fantasy Lorecast, a podcast dedicated to the history and lore of the Final Fantasy series. Join us as we take a deep dive into the different worlds, characters, and so much more. Welcome back, Warriors of Light, to another episode of the Final Fantasy Lorecast. I am one of your hosts, Ben of Temeria, followed by my two other hosts, Steven.
Woo! Let's talk some Baldur's Gate. Final Fantasy.
And Trey.
I'm up for some Baldur's Gate talk. I just started, though.
Yeah, no, we're not talking about Baldur's Gate. We are talking about Final Fantasy.
Is this a Diablo podcast?
No, we don't have... we don't have one of those on the network. Not yet, anyway. We do have a D&D podcast on the network, so if you want to know about D&D stuff, there is that. Just saying.
This is the Final Fantasy Lorecast.
Yes.
Yep.
Yes, it is. And we are continuing our part 3 of Magick for our episode here. And this is going to be the last episode of Season 1. So next week's episode will be starting Season 2. And oh boy, next week for Season 2, it's going to get fun. But we'll leave that at that and have you listen next week for that. But to continue with Magick, we are going into the later series of the games for how Magick affects the story of Final Fantasy. And this week we are starting with Final Fantasy XIII. So these are the games that you have the protagonist Lightning. And to kick this off, so with Final Fantasy XIII, so the crystal is the source of magic. The Fal'Cie machines and the core made of the crystal can be used magic naturally, while humans have their crystal powers dormant, unlocked by being branded as icy by a Fal'Cie, although off limits to regular citizens. Psycom and Guardian Core cast magic via antimatter manipulation principle, or AMP, and thus Magic Sanctum is called Mana Drive.
That was a mouthful.
So, it is a mouthful, and that is all that is in the base game of 13. I can't remember on the top of my head what Lightning is, because Lightning can use magic, right?
She's a l'Cie,
Okay,
like the rest of them. It sounds like the Fal'Cie are like the gods, quote unquote, and then they give the l'Cie the ability to use magic just naturally. And then some citizens have found a way to use magic via that antimatter manipulation. So, of course, the ones that are persecuted, the ones that are evil, are the ones that are the l'Cie, the ones that can use magic on their own, much like 16.
Yeah, that is true. Which we did talk about in previous episodes, where 13 and 16 have some parallels when it comes to like how magic is looked at and perceived.
And 6.
And 6. That's true.
A random thought I just had, Steve, do you think that, so the way 9 is a love letter to the games before it, do you think 16 is kind of a love letter to the games before it? Just something to ponder. I haven't like it is literally a half-baked idea that popped into my head. So we'll table that, but I wanted to spit it out.
I think it just draws inspiration from previous games, but I wouldn't call it a love letter.
I think that's where I'm at too. But there are a lot. They did
There's a
take
lot of references.
they took a lot of a lot of time to include the references.
16's a love letter to 14. And that's only because the producer for 16 is Yoshi P, who is the director and producer of 14.
Yeah.
That's literally what it is. But now we jump to Final Fantasy 13-2. So, magic is the ability to draw on the crystal power residing within oneself and make possible of all matter of incredible feats. This power was once only in the province of Icy, but since the catastrophe and the migration to Pulse, some former citizens of Cocoon have suddenly developed the ability to wield magic. Sarah is one of those people. And many of those who now command magical energies are simple civilians and have never had Sarah's experience of once being an Icy. It is theorized that the move to Grand Pulse has awoken these abilities, and people are beginning to see magic as just another tool in their everyday lives. Noel is also capable of casting spells, but doesn't seem to think of himself as anything special. So, it starts shifting.
Kind of thing.
And with this, magic starts shifting into, and as we said earlier, in the standard 13, citizens have magic, but they're dormant to where they can't access it. So then moving to a new location, to Pulse, all these civilians from Cocoon, all their dormant magic essentially unlocked, and they were able to now cast magic. And then I do have a data log entry, a few of them from 13.2. So when Intro's gate opened during the fall of Cocoon, chaos leaked into Valhalla and into Grand Pulse. Goddess Etro inverted and closed the gate, preventing a flood. As said in the fragment entry, when the timeline was changed and history broken, fissures appeared in the wall that separates the spirit and the material, and the crystal power that was once bestowed upon the Icy was released, permeating deep into the soil. As such, after the catastrophic, some of the people who settled the lower world developed the ability to use magic, including former Icy Sarah Foron. Magic is used by channeling the crystal power within each magic wielder. And then another one is that the AMP technology is still present and used by the Academy's robots, as well as the Proto-Falsi Atom. And then those who command the powers of chaos can gain immense power from it. For an example, Caius Bald, with the Heart of Chaos, can become one of the Eidolons and uses powerful, unique spells. Cirrus Yol, meanwhile, has a connection to Valhalla, gaining the ability to retain memories of past lives, and sees visions of the future. Sarah displays similar powers and does lightning, who, as the Knight of Etro, can send dreams to those still dwelling in the mortal realm. So yeah, magic.
I'm not super familiar with 13. We're going to need your help with this one, Trey.
I mean, it's basically what we explained before.
Same thing.
Yeah, the Lightning games, they're all sequels to one another, which, of course, now we go into Lightning Returns Final Fantasy 13, which is the third Lightning game. So, the Falsi and the Icy are largely gone from the world, but Callus still wields the powers of chaos, although is still going out of control, bursting into the physical plane as chaos infusions. Orba Diavanella has gained the ability to hear the voices of the dead stuck in the chaos, and is the only one able to perform the magical ritual of soul song with the relic Holy Clivus.
Is that like
comes.
ascending from 10? I don't know what that is.
Maybe. I'm not really sure.
It is a ritual, essentially to purify the souls of the dead. It's just a ritual they perform to purify souls.
Yeah, so it's like ascending in 10. You're just like putting their soul at peace.
Mm-hmm. And then the most notable magic user in the world is Lightning, who has become the savior, gaining divine power from the Brunisvel, allowing her to collect and yield souls from the magical tree Yggdrasil. Yggdrasil is Norse mythology. The Tree of Life.
Yeah, I have a hard time saying it.
At the end of their quest, mankind journeys to a new world free of gods and magic. So, like, that's the other thing. With, like, 13 takes a lot of inspiration from Norse mythology. And Lightning is essentially...
She's Jesus.
Lightning's essentially Thor, just with more magical powers.
Well,
in
the
a
name would
costume
suggest,
change.
yeah.
Yeah.
So she becomes like the God Junior in this is what I'm trying to figure
Think
out.
Percy Jackson. She's
I'm not
essentially
familiar.
becomes a demigod. You never watched?
Okay.
You never seen Percy Jackson or read the books? Okay.
So
Moving on from that.
if I remember this correctly, and if I'm wrong, please correct me in the Discord. So the Falsi or the Lussi, which are the people who get cursed and they get the tattoos like lightning, snow, and all of them. They beat their gods, the Falsi. All that stuff happens. I think it's the calamity, or I think that's what he called it earlier, or
Whatever.
and so.
Stripping.
All of that happens, so then the people who were like the organizers of the magic, while everyone can use it, in the future, that guy Caius hoards it, or hoards the chaos, the magic, and then he basically becomes a god. And then that other god gives Lightning the powers, and then, like Ben said, she becomes a demigod. And then, through the power of friendship and love for her sister, she finds a way in the end to triumph over Caius, who... you mentioned his eating. I'm pretty sure it's Odin, which ties in even more to her being Thor.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I believe it is Odin actually. And the Eidolons are the summons of the game. So
yeah.
But yeah, that is 13. All 3 13s. A lot of fun.
It sounds
there.
Interesting.
Yeah,
I always hear such divisive things about
it's interesting. I think it's more interesting because they take a lot of inspiration from Norse mythology, and that's really a lot of fun.
The story is good. The gameplay is what kills 13. It is very much a tunnel, like you have to walk down. But there aren't random enemies. There's not like a place where you can go and grind levels. So and it's a job system. So there are like 3 bosses. If you aren't following a guide, or if you aren't doing things exactly how you're supposed to be doing them, it makes life extremely difficult. And it turned a lot of people off at the time, I remember. And it turns me off even thinking about it, because it's such a limiting part of the game. And it's just so disappointing. It's almost like it's like 10, only if there were no random battles, and instead of it being like the big glyph thing, it was just, okay, you're a white mage, so you're gonna slowly level up as a white mage and stuff like that. It was the gameplay left a lot to be desired until you got to the end game. That's what killed 13's momentum.
That's fair.
It's the same for all 3 of them.
No, and so
no, I think I would say base game 13 is like that.
Yeah, in 2, it's you play as Lightning's sister, and then a guy from the future that comes in, and then I don't remember how you get the monsters on your side, but you get to recruit monsters, and they fight with you as your third party member, and like you feed them, you level them up. It's fun, it was a little on the lighthearted side. But the battle system was fun. It was nice collecting the monsters. So no, I thought 13-2 was a nice change of pace. I thought it went back on track. And then 13-3, I don't remember a whole lot about it other than it had like a time system that I was really worried about going into because I'm a completionist, and it turns out the time system doesn't matter at all.
So it's like Majora's. Well, what Majora's Mask is. That's what you thought it would be.
I don't know. I've never been a Zelda person. I'm not a Nintendo guy.
Well, there you have it, everyone. But with that, we are going to our next game, which y'all think might have been 14. No, we are skipping 14 and going straight to 15, which is going to be majority of this episode. Because, oh my god, if you want to know Magic having been a very major point of plot, that is essentially literally just 15.
Yeah, so take a deep breath, Ben, and have fun.
Right, pretty much. Okay, so the world of Eos has various schools of magic. The King of Lucius channels the powers of the crystal as both as their birthright and manifest the weapons of light. The Tenebran oracles has the powers of healing, and the astrals and their messengers use the power of the land to transcend time and location. Other magical powers in the world are wielded by daemons, whose power Niflheim uses for Magitek. Niflheim. Interesting. Another Norse thing.
Every time we read stuff about 15, I'm like, oh, interesting, even though I've already played it.
Right. And then the Kings of Lucius can bestow some of their magical powers to those close to them, as their King Regis and the Kingsglaive. And Prince Noctis and his friends, I don't know the word I put in here, but his friends, his companions. One type of royal magic is elemency, the power of fire, ice, and lightning that can collect from various elemental deposits, originally only usable by the royal family. Elemency is collected in flask and it can be used thus by others.
Yeah, I hated that mechanic.
Yeah, that mechanic was weird in game. And then King Regis and his Kingsglaive use elemental magic outright without magical flasks, needing to collect elemental energy from deposits. Many of the Kingsglaive hail from Galad, and is implied people from the region are adept in learning magic, thus making Galadians refugees suitable for the position of royal guard. Regis bestows upon the Kingsglaive the use of the elemental magic and warping, but the glaives lose their magical powers with Regis's passing in Final Fantasy XV Comrades. The glaives use the royal magic via royal sigils. Coriolanus, the marshal of the Crown's Guard, is also implied to have been given magical powers from Regis. Despite Regis having died, he displays the ability to empower his weapons with red energy and manifests a sword from thin air. Now, I will let everybody right here. Comrades is... I can't remember if that is the...
Is that the mobile game?
That is the multiplayer aspect. That was the multiplayer aspect of 15. Because that's where you create your own character and you become a Kingsglaive.
What is a Kingsglaive again?
You're essentially a guard for the royal family, and you're basically the royal family's private army.
Okay. Was that the movie?
No, that's the movie. The Final Fantasy 15 Kingsglaive is the film. That's the animated film they did. Comrades is the multiplayer add-on they did for 15, which you can download as a standalone game.
Yeah.
And then Noctis grants his friends the use of elemental magic via magic flasks and the use of healing potions. Noctis is the only one powering the potions and elixirs, so they have healing properties. Without him, they can just be regular soda. And presumably, the conjuring of weapons from thin air, Noctis's comrades do not need to be in his vicinity to bestow his powers. Yeah, so they have to be near him to use healing potions, but if they're not near Noctis, the potions are essentially just become soda.
All right.
Oh, I thought I read that the other way. I thought they stayed. Once he did it, I thought they stayed that way.
So they got magical healing Dr. Pepper.
Essentially.
Oh, neat.
So, and then even Araya can conjure her weapons from thin air when she interacts with the comrades. But whether this is a power bestowed from Noctis or a property of her Magitek spear is unknown. Noctis's retainer, Ignis Scientia, is specially attuned to using elemental magic and can do so without magic flasks with his spell daggers technique and sage fire. And the Lucian Royals can teleport and phase through solid matter, summon weapons, and even fishing rod, in Noctis's case, from thin air, wield the power of the Ring of Lucial, summon the astrals they have forged covenants with, and project magic barriers, the most notable one being the one around the crown city of Insomnia that King Regis upholds, though in doing so ages him. So, yeah. So far, that's a lot of 15. Like, I'm telling you, like, 15 is, like, the most Magic Central plot, period. It's insane how much plot deals with magic.
I mean, they're just way more detailed about the magic aspects of the game. Like, I feel like there's a lot of this in the other games. It's just not spelled out as much.
Right.
In the
It's not like... as they didn't put as much flavor text and description into everything like they did in this game.
So
yes,
so other than I know, so from what I'm reading and hearing you say and understanding, the only people in the world that can use magic are Noctis's bloodline and then the people from Gilead sometimes.
Yeah, they're more
have the ability
attuned.
to.
Yeah, they're more attuned and everything, but yeah. For anybody else, they would have to be granted the power from the Lucius bloodline, which is Noctis's family bloodline.
Is this the only game where magic is so like hard to come by?
Well, 6.
I mean, yeah, 6.
Yeah, 6. You're right, 6.
But it's more with this one. It's more centralized on specifically a bloodline, rather than not just being hard to find. It's specifically tied to a bloodline.
Right, but I think that's why there's so much lore to it, because it is so central to the plot. Whereas, like in 7, in 8, 9, 10, like magic's just in the world. Whereas this is one specific family has this one specific, like, yeah. So I think that's why there's so much going on with the magic.
And that's what makes Noctis a freaking anime protagonist, is because he has special powers that no one else has.
Oh, he is the anime protagonist.
That's true. But at this point, we're going to take a quick mid-break, and we will be back with more 15.
This summer, say I do.
I am marrying a stranger.
Like never before.
Am I crazy?
It's a whole new Married at First Sight on Peacock.
Thank God I woke up in
With new experts.
My name is Dr. Lisa.
My name's Paul Brunson.
More couples.
This could be the start of a very successful marriage.
And more surprises.
Or maybe not.
Everything is just not enough.
You're a little bit crazy.
I don't know what's gonna happen. I want my fairy tale ending.
Married at First Sight, now streaming. New episodes Thursdays, only on Peacock.
This episode is brought to you by Adobe Firefly, the all-in-one creative studio with AI-powered image and video generation. Built for today's creative process, Firefly helps you generate, edit, and experiment fast. Because the asks aren't getting smaller, and the timelines? Woo, yeah, still tight. With all the best creative AI models in one place, Firefly brings your ideas to life. Learn more at adobe.com/firefly.
All right, welcome to the middle of the show where we talk about everything to do with the podcast that has nothing to do with the lore of Final Fantasy. And at this point, I just want to thank everybody listening to the show and keep supporting us. If you do want to support us, there's a few options you can do that. First off, we do have a Patreon at patreon.com/Final Fantasy Lorecast, where you can get ad-free episodes, or you can even join us once a month on the show of your topic of your choosing. We can talk about theories, we can talk about your favorite game, we can talk about upcoming stuff for like Final Fantasy VII Rebirth. I mean, we can talk about whatever you want. And then you can also support us through Apple and Spotify. If you leave a 5-star review on Apple with some words, we'll read it out loud on the next time on the show, as well as leaving a nice comment on any of our episodes. We will read that out loud on the show as well. And we actually do have one. It is on our first episode, Meet the Host of Season 1. So this is from Spartan Sharp. Hey guys, I'm really excited for this show. I'm a huge fan of FF. I'm currently playing through them in order. So excited to listen to while playing. My favorite job is Dragoon.
Nice. Classic.
So we have a Dragoon listener with us. So that is awesome. And Dragoon's a lot of fun to play, no matter what game you're in. Wow, debatable. Wait, what was that?
I said one of my most
14.
That's what I picked.
Oh yeah, 14's fun to play Dragoon.
One of my most anticipated episodes is when we get to rank like the top 10 Dragoons.
Ooh, fair point.
Yeah.
But yeah, you can support us that way. You can also join us on Discord. We're on a few different ones. There is the Robots Radio Discord at robotsradio.net, to where we had a channel for this show. And you can join us on my Discord, Ben and Friends Podcasting, to where we have a channel for this show, as well as the other shows I host, the Wizarding World Lorecast and the Holocron Histories. And I think that's all we got on this week. Oh, and we do live stream these episodes normally every Wednesday at 8 p.m. Eastern, 5 p.m. Pacific. With me going to a new job, scheduling could be a little wonky. So if you want to see us live, just go to Twitch and go to my channel and just follow and turn on notifications, and that way you know when we go live. And I live stream my other shows as well, so you can join us on there as well. Anything else you guys want to add? Oh, you wanted to add something about Quetzalcoatl, didn't you?
Yes, I was told to pass on a message to Trey saying that you made up for your alleged 8 blasphemy by praising Quetzalcoatl, because apparently that's you have a someone else who thinks he's the best.
Awesome.
I don't know anything, but I'm just passing the message along.
All right. Well, we have that shot fired, and at that point, we are going to end the mid-break and get back into 15.
There was no shot fired.
No
what
shot fired?
Mean?
Okay.
No, he agreed.
Oh, he agreed. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
See, I listened to that completely different. But anyway, don't mind me. It's been a week. But yeah, let's get back into it.
This episode is brought to you by Tidy Cats, here to level up your litter game with their new Performance Plus lineup. Your home is your happy place, your cats, VIPs. So when it comes to the litter box, excellence isn't optional. Choose from products that specialize in max power clumping, low tracking, or odor fighting so advanced, stink won't see it coming. Tidy Cats Performance Plus. Mission mighty, keep it tidy. Shop now at tidycats.com.
Hey, it's Ryan Reynolds here from Mint Mobile. Now, I was looking for fun ways to tell you that Mint's offer of unlimited premium wireless for $15 a month is back. So I thought it would be fun if we made $15 bills. But it turns out that's very illegal. So there goes my big idea for the commercial. Give it a try at mintmobile.com/switch.
Upfront payment of $45 for 3 months, $90 for 6 months, or $180 for 12-month plan required. $15 per month equivalent. Taxes and fees extra. Initial plan term only. Greater than 50 gigabytes may slow when network is busy. See terms.
Okay. Now that we're back, we are getting back into 15 again with more magic, because that's all this story has. So, the descendants of the Lucius Callum bloodline can brandish the royal arms, magical weapons with syndial presence that is said to be able to destroy the Star Scourge. The royals have access to the Armiger, which allows them to wield various weapons at once, fly, and greatly increases their power. Each of the rulers of yore also have significant powers that are engraved in each sigils of their statues. The most powerful magical ability in the world is the power of the province. The true king is prophesied to use to cleanse the world of Star Scourge.
I will say that was, I know I poo-poo 15 a lot, but the different weapons that you can cycle through was definitely a high point for him. That
you can swap on the fly and everything with that.
Yeah, I did really like that.
Yes, that was a lot of fun. And then Arden Lucius Callum, the oldest member of the Lucian's royal family, who became tainted by the Star Scourge he had absorbed, still retains the powers granted to his bloodline while gaining new magical powers from the corruption. While his powers have been tainted, causing his magic to emit a demonically red glow, he can still teleport, phase, summon weapons from thin air, wield the royal arms, power potions from healing purposes, and use armature as well as erect a magical barrier. Yeah, still more. And he can also use elemental magic without needing magical flasks. That is the only one capable of controlling darkness. He can create illusion, stop time, transform into miasma to teleport and fly, and even brainwash beings as powerful as the rulers of yore. Arden can simulate daemons into himself to increase the power and experience their memories, and even resurrect the dead, turning them into ghastly mockeries of their former selves. As the Star Scourge incarnate, Arden is immortal and unkillable to all but the true king. And then Arden, you do meet him quite frequently throughout the story of 15, which is insane because he's quote-unquote the main antagonist of the game. Yeah. And they even did a DLC specifically for him as well.
Yeah.
And he does.
I thought he was very weak as an antagonist, personally.
Yeah, you're not wrong there.
Not necessarily his fault. I didn't like the way they portrayed him.
Yeah,
he's very aloof. He was just kind of like
very aloof,
not very threatening.
Yeah, you see him like the first time I think you meet him is in that fishing village, isn't it?
Yeah.
And he's like,
waiting to get on the boat.
Yeah, and I was like, and then you get to later in the game, he's like, wait, he's the main villain? Like I thought he was some random dude at the beginning of the game. What?
Yeah.
And the Old King's spirits are linked to the mortal world by the Ring of Lucy. A royal heirloom can allow the monarch to command the crystal's power. The ring holds the souls of the past Lucian monarchs, and if someone outside their bloodline wears it, the kings will judge whether they are worthy of its power. If deemed unworthy, the ring bearer is burned.
Mm.
And by burned, I mean they like set you on fire.
Does that happen in the game?
I can't recall on the top of my head. I don't remember. I don't think so.
I just need to replay it.
I think it's just like in the lore, if I recall.
You can replay it and get back to us.
Yes. Go replay it, Steven. And then, if accepted, the kings grant the bearer power in exchange of a royal price or of a blood price. The ring allows the command of the old wall, 12 statues in Insomnia that house the spirits of the dead kings, and it can animate to defend the city at the behest of the ring bearer. The ring also greatly enhances the wielder's physical power and grants them powerful magic. The royals armed with the Ring of Lucy can cast special spells with it. And then Gilgamesh, the first shield of the king, displays a unique magical power. He can phase and warp, and through unknown means seem to have sealed his soul inside the tempering grounds, allowing him to succeed his morality and continue living for over 2,000 years. He can reanimate the dead souls in his residence, empower his blades with red energy, and vanish from one place to another, as well as create a spectral version of his lost arms. And then Niflheim has a special device that can block the king's power. the forging of weapons from thin air and use the elemency. The effect is the result of Niflheim being discovered as a quote-unquote a wave they have dubbed the Wall Breaker wave that can neutralize not only the Wall of Insomnia but other magical phenomenon exhibited by the Lucian family and even have an enfeebling effect on the astrals. However, the machine has no effect on the Ring of Lucy. So, yeah, there's that. Does someone have anything to say?
I'm just enjoying the ride here. I'm like, oh, this seems like an interesting game, even though I played it. I don't remember any of this. Is Niflheim? Is that the city that Noctis is from?
No, he's from Insomnia.
No, yeah, that's the one they're at war with, I believe.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And then, although Nyx Ulfric, is this from Skyrim? What? Says Lunafreya Nox Florent can't use magic in Kingsglaive Final Fantasy 15. She has the powers of an oracle and can fight the Star Scourge. She also uses the Trident of the Oracle, a royal arm, to summon the Old King's Spirit to empower Noctis. The oracles bless havens that become able to repel demons and can heal those affected by the Star Scourge malady. I don't know why I had malady there. And the magic of the astrals, the gods of Eos, is linked to the element. For an example, Shiva, the ice goddess, can freeze things solid with the touch of her hand. The astrals messengers likewise have mythical powers of their own. For example, the canine messenger Umbra can travel anywhere in the world. In Final Fantasy XV episode Ignis, Lunafreya's other messenger dog, Prina, delivers a vision to the future to Ignis. So if you notice, Lunafreya, Noctis's fiance, has 2 dogs. So this is one of the Final Fantasies where you have dog companions, and these dog companions have special powers. And like you will constantly meet Umbra because he can teleport at will.
He's there as a convenient move the plot along kind of thing. Like, here's a letter from this girl that you're supposed to meet.
Yep, exactly.
Yeah.
And then Kimya Allenbury, I think that's I can't remember how you say her name, was exiled by her sister for the supposed dark arts she was practicing with her potion making, and became known as the Witch of the Wood. But whether she actually has any supernatural talent is unknown. And then in Final Fantasy XV, The Dawn of the Future elaborates the king's and the oracle's magic originating from Bahamut, the highest astral who exists in a heavenly realm as opposed to being bound to the planet like the other astrals. After Noctis and Arden cooperate to destroy him in both the physical and heavenly realms, magic is lost and the astrals and the crystals vanish. Before shattering, the crystal absorbs all remnants of the scourge, cleansing Eos.
So that is the book. I just
yes, that is the book.
Look it up.
Yes,
the book.
So the book literally finishes the plot of Final Fantasy 15, mind you. As much as I hate how some games have that, it is so annoying that we don't get to that.
So on to 16.
Yes, on to 16 finally, which is only one bullet point. The phenomenon itself is called magic, whereas the manifestations themselves are called casting magics. Magic are cast by channeling a aberrant ether via a crystal shard or via one's own body in case of a bearer in dominance. Magics are typically of one of 8 elements of the realm, though typeless magic also exists. Magic use is considered impossible on the Deadlands due to the lack of ambient ether, though dominants can still prime by expending their own ether, such as with Hugo Kupka in Cid's Hideout. Yeah, so go play.
I don't want to.
Go play 16. All I will say is go play 16. It's a great game. It's so much fun. Magic is obviously also a big plot point, but we are not going to spoil 16 since this is still the newest title of the series, and I believe it's actually on sale currently right now, so go pick it up.
It's on sale already?
It's on sale for the first time. It came out in like freaking June.
Yeah.
Trey, you're muted.
Yeah, I realize that. They knocked it down to a 20% sale when they announced the 2 DLCs and the PC port that they'd already announced.
Yes.
So I think it was more we're going to put this on sale, so it's popping up on sale as we're promoting it.
Yep. Hey, we're making the PC ports finally come in. Oh, hey, by the way, guys, we're adding expansions to this game because it's great.
I don't have high hopes for the expansions.
We'll see. Hey. Yoshi P is a producer on this game. I don't care. He makes great stuff. Look at 14. That's all I need to say. That's all the evidence I need.
I need you to finish 16. I want to hear your thoughts on.
Fair point.
There's
so many games to play.
I know.
You talk about how great Yoshi P is, but he didn't grip you enough in his single player game that you were even able to finish it.
Hey, it gripped me enough
Boom,
to
shots
where
fired.
Whoa, it gripped me enough to make me go back and play 14.
No, you got to finish 16. How far are you in it? But don't say.
I'm not going to.
I guess we can talk about that yet.
But anyway, so that is with the mainline series, but I am going to go over Final Fantasy Type 0 because that is the other major game that Magic had a major plot point. So, Magic is a power usually granted by the Crystals of Orience, and the Vermilion Bird Crystal specializes in it, bestowing the gift of magic onto the citizens of the Dominion of Rubrum. Magic is susceptible to the Milicy Crystal Jammer, which prevents people from drawing power from their crystal in its vicinity. Class 0 can wield magic without the crystal due to having been augmented by Arcia Arasi and draw the power from their hearts by the force of the Phantoma instead. And that is like your character in Final Fantasy Type 0. You are a Class 0, so you can use magic at any point. So that's why you're a major character in the game. And then people's magical powers wane once they become adults, but it is unknown if this also extends to the use of the Phantoma rather than the powers of the crystal. Arcia is the Arc Sorceress of Rambra and one of the most powerful people in Orience. Although she doesn't flaunt her powers often, one of the magical powers used by the Dominion citizens is command over Eidolons, and Arcia's Bahamut Zero is perhaps the most powerful of them all. So this is where you're going to hear, I believe Type 0 is within the universe of 13, because Ices are servants of the crystals who grant them incredible strength and ability to wield magic. However, many view this as the Ices sacrificing their humanity. And then
so this is...
Yep.
Oh, sorry, go ahead.
No, go on.
I was just going to say, I just realizing it's super tied into 13.
Yes.
It's got the same race in there.
Yep, and Eidolons as well. Eidolons.
Yeah.
And then magic is researched in the Akadamian's sorcery division. Different spells are analyzed and reformulated day and night, and the findings taught to individuals enrolled as Agito cadets who seek to actualize their magic potential. Which I believe is the main character. You're a cadet in this as well, because you go to war and all that fun stuff, if I recall. And then, so this is a history of magic within a dominion of Rubrum. So, upon Orience came to the crystal of the Vermilion Bird to guide the children of Rubrum and bestow the great task upon them, as an ancient verse that still guides the Vermilion Pristinium. The creed was intentionally known as to the few who desired to become Agito, a figure or legend said to be able to open the path to the heavens, housing the vermilion bird crystal under a humble schoolhouse. In 100 years, the word of the verse spread to settlements far and wide, and the school expanded into a grand institution to be known as Akara Dam.
Academia.
Academia.
Really right on the nose there.
Yeah. the words. And then, about a century after the unification and official establishment of the Dominion of Rubrum, the separation of magic from religious faith was made official with the establishment of the Sorcery Division. The study of magic saw leaps in progress, while spells were traditionally taught from individual to individual. Categorization and classification helped to provide a lexicon of spells to anyone with magical power. Rubrum's military helped stabilize and unify spellcraft by developing units that would specialize in certain types of magic. Huh. That's Type 0.
Terrific. That's a PSP game. I never played that either.
Nope. Never played it.
But it just looks like it's just more of 13. It's just
and
different.
I just got a message from Sharp in our Discord saying in Type 0 you can play as 12 cadets and swap out, the main one being Ace. Thank you, Sharp. I mean, you can chat in the stream if you want to. Just saying.
Oh, so it's kind of like 12 then, where you have a group of people and you're just constantly switching out parties. That's what it sounds like.
Yep. And then I do have an etymology. So magic or sorcery is an attempt to understand, experience, and influence the world using rituals, symbols, and actions, gestures, and language that are believed to exploit supernatural forces. And that's it. That is Magic Part 3 in the Final Fantasy.
Yeah.
We did it. We got through Magic.
We made it through 15.
We made it through 15. That was the main. Yes, we made it through 15. Oh my god.
I kind of want to go play it again now after reading on. Like this sounds like a fascinating story. Maybe if I play everything and watch the movie and read the book, I'll be like. Yeah.
I will say the Kingsglaive film, animated film they did, which it's set before the events of 15. It's actually a really good film.
What is it? Is it just on the PlayStation Store?
The film?
Yeah.
Here, I can check on that real quick. They do have a free-to-play game as well. I think called...
That's the mobile one?
No, they don't... I mean, there is a mobile one, but that's like a tactics-style game, and it's bleh.
Yeah, that's what I hear. Where to watch? YouTube. I think that's it.
15 has a short anime on YouTube. Oh, well, you can rent it on Apple. I know. They don't really have anywhere to stream the 15 film. The Final Fantasy films you can't really stream unless it's all on YouTube.
Yeah, I say the cast is Sean Bean is in it. Aaron Paul, Lena Headey. Man, they got some big names for this.
Wow.
I mean, it's Final Fantasy.
You might have just sold me on it.
I mean, Sean Bean, I might just have to watch this now and play the game. That's what we're going to do next, Trey. After we finish 9, we'll have to go through and play 15.
I will not play 15 again. I did not enjoy the gameplay. You if you're playing it, you can talk me into watching someone play it. Like one of those like quick walkthrough where it's mostly just the story, so that way I can follow what's going on.
Fair enough.
But yes.
So watch that movie.
That is what we have, and next week, and we will be coming out with Season 2, which, stay tuned for that. If you want to see Season 2 before it goes, live next week, next Friday, we are streaming it tomorrow because of my hectic new work schedule for my first week at my new job. Won't let me stream and record this episode like we normally would. So, but that will probably iron out. I'll get all the details next week with my new job. So, fun stuff.
And I know I know you're wrapping up, but before we go, we have to mention that Final Fantasy Ever Crisis came out today on the mobile platform.
It did.
It is free. It is basically like a gameplay compilation of all of the Final Fantasy VII universe content up to this point. Basically like a refresher and like a reintroduction. I've played a little bit of it. I'm currently running through as Cloud and Barrett through that first reactor. So it's a lot of fantastic memories. Once again.
So it's just it's going through like essentially like the important iconic moments we get in Final Fantasy VII and the series of that. Yeah. And with new stuff too, because I know there's new stuff specifically with like a young Sephiroth before the events of 7.
Really?
Yeah. I don't know. Like I purposely didn't consume a lot of information. I wanted to go in kind of blind and see it. But I've enjoyed it so far, and it's something that we're definitely going to have to talk about. And if you're a fan of Final Fantasy, you should definitely look into it because, again, it is free. There is paid content for like costumes and stuff like that. But, I mean, it's a free game. I expect them to try and find a way to at least make a little money off of it other than ads. So go enjoy the free Final Fantasy VII game.
Yes. Go play Ever Crisis because that's what we'll all be doing.
It's on your phone.
It's on your phone. It's a mobile game. I mean, I have it downloaded. I had it pre-ordered, so I just haven't booted it up yet. But yeah, fun stuff, fun times. Final Fantasy. But yeah, that is all that we have for this week's episode. And thank you for listening to the Final Fantasy Lorecast. And may the crystals guide you. Thank you for listening to the Final Fantasy Lorecast. You can find us on the Robots Radio Discord at robotsradio.net. You can find us on Twitter at FFLorecast. And you can email us at fflorecast@gmail.com.